Radio Alansaar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and sparkling welcome to all our little listeners out there. It's your host Ria Mohammed, and you are tuned in to Wonder Bubble right here on this beautiful Thursday afternoon at Radio Alansaar. So we have a super special episode today, filled with excitement and stories. We will be exploring the adventures of adventurers with our very special guest, who will be chatting very soon, Nadira Javeri. We're also going to have a lineup of fun activities. We're going to play an awesome game improvising, so stay tuned. And if you'd like to join, send us a message via the Alansaar WhatsApp number, and we shall give you a call to join our fun. So here's our number, so take note. We can all have fun on a full day. So 060-904-1056. 060-904-1056. Once again, a writer is an adventurer in an adventure. So firstly, Wonder Bubble is brought to you by Choco & Chai. Choco & Chai is situated and curates a delectable assortment of halal meats and novelty confections, biscuit barrels, achar, savories, and an array of other enticing Epicurean delights. In their well-stocked pantry, at their esteemed pastery, they specialize in crafting bespoke novelty birthday cakes, exquisite desserts, and an extensive repertoire of culinary creations. With their expertise, Choco & Chai are also adept at providing catering services for a wide range of events and weddings. So ensure an unforgettable gastronomic experience for all attendees. So contact them at 067-800-4081. 067-800-4081. Okay, my young adventurers, for today's special episode on Wonder Bubble, I am going to welcome you to the Imagination Station. We are going on a thrilling journey through the world of storytelling, and I mean, who here loves hearing stories or making up their own tales? I know I do. So now in this segment, I aim to inspire you, my friends, to embrace your creativity, explore your imagination, and have a fun with storytelling. I want to encourage you to dream big, be creative, and never stop exploring the endless possibilities of storytelling. I mean, storytelling is an amazing way to use your imagination, explore new worlds, and to create an unforgettable characters. And you know what? The best part? You can be the hero of your own story, or the villain. I mean, it's your choice. So let's dive into the enchanted realm of storytelling. I'm going to ask you a question, so grab a pen and page or enter our studio number at 060-904-1056 and send us a message with your name. And I'd love to hear what wonderful Wonder Bubble friends have to say. So what kind of story would you like to tell today? I mean, it could be a swashbuckling pirate adventure, a magical quest with talking animals, or perhaps a journey to a futuristic planet. Literally anything that comes to mind, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you scared. Just be creative and give me your topic. I want to hear it. So what would you like your story to be about? Tell me. And I mean, so if you would like to share your idea later or tell us your story on air, send us a message with your name, surname, and what you'd like your story to be about on our WhatsApp studio number at 060-904-1056. So I will be back right after the ad break with the lovely Nadira Javeri, the author of Katie Solomon and the Lady Lion. And after that, we are going to be playing a cool game with Marzia.
All the seeds we sow, how the fruit comes from the dirt below. All you've given to me, you blessed every breath I breathe, and you broke my heart in peace, 'cause you're the one, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah.
WhatsApp us now on 060-904-1056.
Do you or your children suffer from asthma, chronic obstructive lung disease, or any other lower respiratory condition? Are you a smoker or an ex-smoker? Or do you work in a polluted environment? Lung Shield's 10-year-old formula promotes general lung health by reducing oxidative stress and inflammation in the lungs while boosting your immune system. For optimal lung health, get Lung Shield or Lung Shield Serve for Kids, available at your nearest pharmacy. Visit Lung Shield's Facebook page or lungshield.co.za for more info and hundreds of customer reviews.
Wonder Bubble is brought to you by Choco and Chai, situated at 208 Kenneth Kawanda Road, Durban North. Contact them at 067 800 4081. Something homemade for every pantry.
Call us now on 0861 904 904.
How it's so easy to see.
And we are back, my wonderful Wonder Bubble friends. Now let me tell you a bit about our special guest. Let me introduce you to the wonderful, incredible, and esteemed Nadira Javeri, a talented author of Katie Solomon and the Lady Lion. She's a mum of 2 teenagers and has a background in teaching. Nadira loves exploring ideas through stories, and what's really impressive is that she doesn't just write for a Muslim audience, but she does weave Islamic values into her stories. Nadira is a mature woman in her late 40s who finds true happiness when she writes, but has faced the challenges due to lack of support, but still has the remarkable ability to keep herself motivated. So she keeps writing to herself to end criticism for not being realistic. I mean, isn't she amazing? Her stories have a special place in the hearts of children who truly connect with her characters. She focused on South African themes because she noticed the lack of stories specifically tailored for older children in the intermediate phase aged 9 to 12. Now, by bringing South African stories to life, she's filling a gap in the market and giving these children a chance to see themselves in the books they read. You know, it's so important to have a representation. Honestly, Nadira is truly an inspiration. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Auntie Nadira.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
So glad. Alhamdulillah. I'm alhamdulillah. So, you know, I'm absolutely ecstatic about the fact that I have had the opportunity for you to join my show today. And, you know, you're truly remarkable. So I'd love to know. And I do know that my listeners are intrigued as well. So what inspired you to write a children's book? And what do you love mostly about this genre?
I like the fact that you enter an imaginary world and you use imagination to resolve real life problems. I tend to focus on intermediate phase children, which are grade 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's what I'm writing for.
Okay, awesome. And so I had taken a note, and I've seen your latest book titled Katie Solomon and the Lady Lion. Can you tell us a bit about it? I mean, I'd absolutely love if you could read us a little part of your book.
Okay, so Katie likes to look wistfully over the fence, and the park on the other side of the fence is crippled, crashed, shattered, and smashed. And she wants to explore the park, which is it's a very South African theme where children are not free to explore any places or any spaces. Do you want me to read from the book?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Okay.
Let's hear something.
So it's a chapter book. It's 22 chapters, and I'm going to read the first chapter.
Okay.
From the first chapter.
Okay.
Chapter 1, The Twin Jungle Gyms. Katie burst into the backyard. Squeezed in it was a jungle gym squashed against a fence. On the other side of the fence was a second jungle gym. The 2 jungle gyms stood on either side of the fence, as if watching over each other. Katie had with her a peanut butter sandwich. Once she was at the top of her jungle gym, she looked wistfully over the fence. The park on the other side was shattered, smashed, crippled, and crashed. The Kwebeng Park was supposed to be the heart of Kwebeng and a haven for its children to play in. The children should have been running freely across the riverbanks, stepping across the boulders to get to the river, and then splashing around in the swimming hole. The children must stay away from that playground, said one adult in the Kwebeng community. And the riverbanks, added an older woman. The hidden rivers too, said the first adult, and all the open but broken spaces that should have been the heart of this town. He said this sadly. However, the rest of the adults in Kwebeng agreed with him wholeheartedly. Although Katie lived right next door to the park, in all her 12 years she had never been there to play. The only time the park was ever in use was when passers-by walked through the central pathway to cut across the town. This cutting across the park was considered a small adventure to the children in Kwebeng. Behind the park jungle gym was an acacia tree. A circular, messy mass of weedy reeds was growing around the tree. The acacia tree and the overgrown reeds were not the picture-perfect postcard image of Africa, but Katie always felt there was something homely about the scene they created. She stared at it and smiled. The tree's canopy is like the roof of a hut, she thought, and the reeds are its walls. It almost feels like Mother Nature's getting ready to welcome a very important guest. As if someone's going to arrive at the park soon and set up home inside the circle of reeds under the acacia tree, she giggled. The twin jungle gyms are like two friends living on separate sides of this fence. Katie placed her sandwiches on her lap and stretched her hands out lazily into the sky. I wish my jungle gym could stretch up higher and higher until I'm as high up as the electricity pylons in the park, she said aloud. Then I'll hook a zip line from my jungle gym across the fence and into the park, high up, holding on, then letting go. I will be on my ride to freedom.
Oh, Jazakallah khair, Nadia. I'm absolutely in awe, and I admire you for your incredible work. I have also actually read a bit of your book, and your writing is truly captivating, and the story you've woven is both thought-provoking and deeply moving. Your writing is engaging, informative, and entertaining. I mean, making it a joy to read from start to finish. So, how do you even come up with these ideas for your story? Like, do you draw them from personal experiences or imagination?
When you're writing stories, you're fusing two worlds. You're fusing the real. When you're writing children's stories, you're fusing two worlds. You're fusing a real world, and you're fusing and you're solving it using the imagination. So the real world problem was that the children of where we were staying at that time, Northwest Province, were not allowed to play in the park, my own children included, and they desperately wanted to. So I created an imaginary world through anthropomorphic characters, like you were saying, talking characters at the beginning, talking animals, through anthropomorphic characters, through friends, where they actually solve the problems of the park and they enter that, what do you say, forbidden space, that sporadic space.
Yeah. So, like, what do you hope children can take away from your books? Are there any specific messages or values that you aim to convey?
Oh, there's lots of values. The values are decency, righteousness. Solomon, who becomes Katie's friend, is a homeless man. So it's friends across economic barriers. The lady lion becomes the guy. She's a symbol of righteousness and goodness and protection, and she protects the children. I wouldn't say like it's Islam. She's a symbol of Islam, but she is in a way. But I don't want to enforce that because, like I said, I don't write for a Muslim audience strictly. So lots of values. If you want, I can read from another chapter that shows you a time, and maybe the children can we can ask our child if she can figure out what time it is.
Can you read us a little part?
Okay, so this is from chapter 4, which is called The Magical Hour. So as I'm reading this chapter, think about what time I'm describing. So even though it's not for a Muslim audience, there's a special time I'm talking about. So chapter 4, The Magical Hour. The night holds two secret times that every child needs to know about. The first is the witching hour. This is a time when naughty night-nagging monsters laugh at you. If you wake up at the witching hour, you might see a fiery creature circling you. It might look scary. But there's a very easy way to frighten them away. Spit on them. Not a big blobbery slobbery spit. No pchoo pchoo pch. No dribbles of drool or spitting competitions where blobs of slimy slobs miss the naughty night creatures and land on your bed. Just an easy, cheeky spit into the air. This will frighten the naughty beasts away. Then go back to sleep, because just after that, the night hosts the magical hour. In Yanga, the Hadida took flight across the park. The mother Hadida landed quietly on the little patch in front of her neighbor's cottage. She immediately and instinctively began to probe, pluck, and poke her large beak into the ground. Meanwhile, Katie was stirring in her sleep. She was waking up to the magical hour. She heard the sweetest sounds. The sounds were coming from the very belly of creation. The trees were singing, and so were the wispy clouds. Every blade of every grass, every stone on the ground, and every earthworm under every stone was singing words she didn't understand in her mind, but the words were so beautiful that they reached inside her in a place she didn't know she had. The melodious words settled in her soul, and her eyes became wet with the songs of truth. In a state between sleep and wakefulness, Katie stumbled out of her bed and opened the curtains just a few centimeters wide. And so it goes on, but the point is, what time do you
Yes.
think I'm describing?
Yeah. So yeah, no, it was amazing.
The time I'm
So-
describing is actually the tahajjud time.
Yes.
So, but I'm doing it in a way that it's not obvious,
Yes.
and in a way that it's not for one audience
Yes.
only, but it still captures that
Yes, and I
spirit.
think that's absolutely brilliant. So, lastly, what advice would you give to the aspiring children books authors, or even illustrations, or even the kids themselves who would like to pursue this frame?
Solve your problems. There's different ways to solve your problems, and one of the ways to solve it is to write. If you've had a fight with someone, fictionalize them. So the villain of the story is Worm Chicken, and he's depicted in a very grotesque, fun, hilarious way.
Yes.
And so do that.
Yes.
Have fun with it. Take real situations and make it unreal. Even with the current situations we're going through, with the political situations, healing can be found through storytelling.
Yeah.
So my advice to you is to keep writing. Write for, know who you're writing for, enjoy it, start small, but it comes with challenges.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I'm a writer myself, so I'm currently in the process of writing a book combined with poetry, motivation, and reflection on society. So I do get where you're going with that. But Jazakallah khairan, Auntie Nadira, for I wanted to express my heartfelt gratitude to you for joining our Wonder Bubble friends and I here on Wonder Bubble. I mean, it was an absolute pleasure having you share your insights, expertise, and passion with our audience. I mean, your ability to craft relatable characters, build tension, and explore the complex themes is truly impressive. And your generosity in sharing your time and talent with us it's deeply appreciated. And we're honored to have had you on the show and showcase your work to our audience. I mean, thank you again for your kindness, humility, and the willingness to share your gift with others. Jazakallah khairan. I can't wait to see what you'll be sharing with the world next. Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
And I'll be back right after the ad break with an exciting adventure with the fun improvisation activity with the sweetest little angel, Marcia.
How many times have I strayed? And every time that I've floundered,